Hello there, YouTubers. This is CD Mangaka. Today's gameplay is gonna be short, little demolition game. We don't drag this one out at all. I get a it's not a fantastically, obnoxiously overrated. Oh my gosh, holy crap! Look at this bomb I dropped on these kids' score. But it's a good score considering the circumstances in which occurred in this game, I guess you could say. But the gameplay doesn't really matter. It's just a backdrop. Right now, it's pretty short, and because the conversation topic that I wanted to talk about today is also pretty short, and that topic is going to be about the ultimate vengeance, which may sound weird at first, but this is a thought that came to me. I talked to a friend of mine a while ago. It was over Facebook, and we chatted for a minute right there, and he has some relationship problems with his parents. His parents are unreasonably strict, and they also generally kind of nag on him quite a bit. They're the kind of parents who, you didn't do better on a test than you did the time you took it before. We're gonna punish you for that. I mean, it's a completely arbitrary reason. It's trying to force him to rise up to a standard that he may not be capable of meeting, and it's just an unfair way of just saying, I mean, a test score is a test score, basically. And there's no, punishing him isn't going to prove it, what's so freaking ever. So. But, to backtrack on that statement, though, he was kind of really just stressed out about it all, and I had to offer him my comfort, and I came up with this philosophy, and then I got reminded of this whole thing, because this happened a few months ago. I got reminded of this whole discussion after watching the Season 8 premiere of House. And there, in that episode, House is in jail, and one character, excuse me, I should explain a bit more, and in the jail he's got protection from like one of the gangs that exists within the jail, and he's got to pay up money for them and whatnot. And he's getting pushed around, he's getting just hey, I heard you're going to be on parole here in a day or two. I want your freaking stereo, man, or else get curb stomped. Kind of a scenario. It's a scenario where the character is completely powerless, I'll say, to do anything. And moving on from that, as another character in the prison who's House's roommate, says, you want to get back at these guys? Get out of here alive. And this reminds me of my whole idea of the ultimate vengeance, and I'm going to describe it to you right now, and I'm hoping that this commentary namely serves as a message for anyone who reads it, to plant an idea into your head, to offer you a different perspective on how to go about a couple things in your life. When we as people talk about the idea of revenge or vengeance, it's usually payback for someone. There's plenty of stories out there that are all based around this idea of getting vengeance. The Count of Monte Cristo is a story that is entirely based around a man who has been wronged out of his life, destroying the lives of all of those who wronged him. And it continues on furthermore in more popular stories. For example, you have you got the manga series Naruto. It's all about, Sasuke and his revenge, but that's to the point where it's this silly, over-whiny, egotistical. It is just so... That's a revenge story done bad, honestly, in my book. But the only reason why I elaborate on these points is to just say we all have this idea of revenge as being some kind of payback. And that's really not the best kind of revenge. Because once you're done hurting somebody, all that's left is an empty void and the knowledge that you hurt somebody. It doesn't bring anybody back that you may have lost, if this is a case of somebody was taken from you. If this is a case of your family was killed by this one dude and you spend your entire life chasing him down, and once you kill them, you're left with nothing but another dead body. The people who you lost don't come back to life, and you're still left with an empty feeling. You get people who bully you at school. Some people have the mind idea that revenge for a person who's bullying you is to, walk to school with a pistol, and shoot them in the face, after they called you gay for the 400th time. And then what are you left with? You're left with, a body on your hands, an investigation that is going to clearly just lead to, hey, you're the one who killed him, and then you're going to lose all opportunity that you have of moving on in life, of going to, settle down with someone, starting a family with someone, doing what you love to do, getting into a career field that you want to be in. You forfeit all of that when you take that measure. And that is not revenge. That is just an eye for an eye. And as Gandhi said, An eye for an eye makes the whole world go blind. You want to know who came up with that statement? As far as I know, it was Gandhi. So, with the idea of an eye for an eye revenge taken out of the picture as a stupid idea, what revenge is there? How can you get back at somebody who has wronged you without, in the end, also getting yourself into trouble that you shouldn't have gotten into? The answer is the ultimate vengeance. It's to be happy. It is to move on with your life. That it is to be able to say, you know what, despite all the wrong things you have done to me, despite everything you said about me, you've called me a loser from the beginning of my life, you've called me gay, you've called me all this and that, but you know what, I'm not gonna, shoot you in the head, I'm not gonna kill you, you know what, I'm gonna let you wallow on in your own self-misery, which you were probably projecting onto me, and I'm gonna go be happy with my life. I'm going to prove you wrong in every aspect, and I am going to transcend everything that you have labeled me, for I know who I am, and I know who I am going to become, and one day, I will hope to run into you and say, hey, look how I'm doing now. Remember what you called me back in, high school? Guess what? I'm happy now. And I'll a whole lot more than you'll ever be in your life. Happiness and getting over the harm that someone's inflicted unto you, that, my friends, is the ultimate vengeance. Keep that in mind. Hope you enjoyed the commentary. Laggy 29-0. Have a good day.